And welcome to the Box Score. Terry Collins along with Stacy Angel. And Stacy, only a couple and a half, 2.5 more weeks, and the regular season will be over.
It's flown by, Terry. The teams are all getting geared up for this final push.
Stacy, there's been some awfully interesting games from fans and from announcers, people that cover these teams. You're getting into the meat of the schedule. You're getting in a lot of times getting ready to start that second time that you play those district opponents, to see what these coaches are going to be adjusting to.
Right, a lot of adjustments, a lot of film, and as you said, it's just really exciting for the players, parents, coaches, everyone as we get down toward the end of the regular season.
I know with all these district tournaments, of course, we found out that the district and region tournament in 6AA is going to be down at Watertown, and that's a great venue to have it. Darren Brown and Mr. Hill and his staff, all of those people feel us so welcome when we get there. Stacy, I was excited about going to Watertown.
Well, it's an outstanding school, a gymnasium, like you said, plenty of parking. The grounds are just immaculate. And Coach, I call him Coach Brown, Principal Darren Brown, just has always been so inviting, not only to the teams, but the staffs, the radio crews, everyone.
Right. Stacy, when you look at 7A, the district tournament this year will be at Livingston Academy, and then their region will be on road in Cross Plains at East Robertson High School. So there's going to be some travel involved if you're in Gordonville's district.
Yeah, absolutely. Livingston, another school that does an outstanding job in hosting, and that tournament has been there before. So, but like you say, a lot of travel, and that can play into your plans of trying to get your team ready, and sometimes being on that bus can really throw a kink in everything you want to do.
We'll get the District 7AA information as it becomes more clear to us, but just want to drop that in there because some of those decisions just have been made over the last week. But I know it's getting close that we start talking about seeding and district tournaments and all that, which is always very exciting. Let's go ahead and look at our Sonic of Carthage District 7A girls scoreboard from last Friday night. Pickett County up in Byrdstown, a big win over Gordonville. And Stacy, that was a pretty high-scoring game considering Gordonville is scoring better as of late. And of course, Pickett under Brent Smith always seemed to play well at home.
We talked about that, I think last week, that Gordonville had really improved their scoring, and that could help them. Of course, Pickett County at home, always a tough out there. 80 points, a lot for a high school girls team. Clay
County, a big win over Clark Range, and Clay County right now, Stacy, seems to be the dominant team in District 7A. And I guess dominant may not be, but at least getting the upper hand. They get a big win, as we'll see the score here in a minute, over Pickett County up at Byrdstown. But still, when you look at Clay County girls, Matt Walker and his crew got the Lady Dogs playing pretty well.
Just really done an outstanding job. Matt came in there, and I've coached against him, with him, and he's done an outstanding job. Clay County, as you say, right now on top.
Red Boiling Springs, a big win over Monterey on Monday night. Then on Tuesday night, Gordonville girls get behind early, and that seems to be the kind of MO, unfortunately, for Jake Dillard's squad. They wound up losing to what I consider to be a real good Red Boiling Springs team, 53-43, and Stacy really put themselves behind the 8 ball because, they're probably going to finish, no doubt, 5th now when we look at the standings here after a while. And Red Boiling right now could finish 4th. So that may be a team that they see in that opening round of the district tournament. Of course, you've got to get in the top 4 if you're going to make the region.
That's right. And like you said with Gordonville, just getting over that hump. They've been right there. Coach Dillard's girls play extremely hard. Some nights they have trouble scoring a little bit. They pick that up, but dug themselves a hole early against Red Boiling Springs, a team that has quietly had an outstanding year, Terry.
In Clay County, the score we was telling you about from up in Byrdstown, they win it 50-43 over Pickett, a big win for Clay County.
No doubt about that, and as you said, Coach Matt Walker's team on top through the first round. There's still a lot of basketball to be played.
Let's go ahead and look at the girls' standings. Clay County on top, 5-1. Pickett County's 5-1. The difference is Clay beat Pickett head to head. You look at Clark Range there, 3-3. That's something you normally don't see in the district, Stacy. But Red Boiling Springs has already got a big win over them. Red Boiling Springs, they've got their eye on maybe that in not having to have the pressure of that opening round game in that 4-5 matchup. They're digging for 3rd.
Well, they're going to play these teams again and get an opportunity, I think, maybe with Clark Range. Not sure if they played twice yet or not, but they could potentially move into that third spot. Would be huge for that program.
Of course, a lot of teams getting those district games out of the way. Out of this 5-team district, you only have 8 district games, and you see a lot of people has played 6 and 7 already. So, just very few games left in order to try to improve your seeding. But as it looks like now, Clay and Pickett are locked into that 1-2 slot.
Yeah, I think so. And as you said earlier, Gordonville definitely in the 5 slot.
Let's go ahead and look at now that Sonica Carthage scoreboard. Pickett County, a big win over Gordonville by 30 up in Byrdstown. Clay County, a win over Clark Range, who has really struggled this year. Monterey, out of 5AA as far as the district, beats an improving Red Bowling team, 50-49. Of course, Gordonville played them last night, went on the road, got up big, and won 62-33. And talking to some of the Gordonville people, they were a little concerned about Red Bowling as much as they've improved. But Coach Greg Bibb's squad goes on the road and gets a big win at Red Bowling.
Yeah, I think it probably was a sigh of relief for he and his troops to build that big cushion early, be able to play some kids. And Gordonville's had some battles. They kind of have been behind the 8 ball. So a good win on the road at Red Bowling Springs for them.
Now, our viewers do not think that we've made a typo on that bottom score. Clay County beat Pickett County last night, 64-23 in Byrdstown, in probably that's the shocking score of the year to me, Stacy Angel. When I got the score at halftime and Pickett County only had 5 points, I said, you got to be wrong. They said, no, we're watching here on Facebook. And I think it was like 23-5 or whatever. But what a win for Rob and his crew, Rob Edwards and his crew, to go to Byrdstown and pin a 41-point loss on Pickett County. I don't know that I've ever heard of Pickett County losing by that many points at home.
At home. But we interviewed Coach Edwards last week. That was an outstanding interview. You could just sense in his voice that he and his team were ready to play against Pickett County. Mm-hmm. And a seasoned coach, seasoned team, they obviously jumped out very well, very early. Pickett County, I'm sure, disappointed with that, but there'll be another day, and I think they'll play much better the next go-round. Pickett
County scoring 5 points in a half, Stacy, in 16 minutes. I wouldn't have figured you could have locked them in the locker room, and their managers, I would figure, would scored more than that. But that's just a feather in the hat to the Bulldogs going Clay County. Yeah, Let's go ahead and look at the standings. Clay County sitting there on top after that win, 6-0. Pickett County 5-1. Gordonville at 4-3, and really looks like, Stacy, that's probably how this district is going to finish 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Of course, Pickett still has to go to Salina. Oh, I think it would play out that way, and looks like we're all set there. Hopefully, that district tournament, that should be a fun one a little bit later. We'll have some more as we remind you, you're watching the Box Score.
What is UC-EMC Strong? It's local people. It's local power. Delivering safe, reliable electricity to homes and businesses in the Upper Cumberland is our mission. Getting you back in the game with no time out is our goal. It's been a tough season. Our community has met many challenges, but we're emerging stronger than ever because we're on your team. Upper Cumberland Electric Membership Corporation. We're in this together.
How do you know you're in a community, not just a town? Well, strangers smile as they walk by. They refill your coffee without you asking. And when you ask directions, people offer to walk you there. Communities give more. The way you know when you walk into First Bank that you are in a real community bank. Great products, direct access to your local bankers, and relationships that can last a lifetime. Don't just have an account. Have a community with First Bank. Member FDIC.
Near Star Middle Tennessee Mines in Gordonville is hiring. We have open positions for maintenance technicians, maintenance trainer, electricians, entry-level miners, mill operators, mill technicians, infill drillers, and other amazing opportunities. We offer competitive wages, excellent benefits, PTO, holiday pay, exceptional 401k, and much more. Make the most of your future and your career. Join the excellent team at Near Star Middle Tennessee Mines in Gordonsville.
Liberty State Bank's debit MasterCards are now available with the names and mascots of our local schools printed right on the front of your card. With every non-PIN transaction, Liberty State Bank will donate 5 cents to the school system on your card. It's easy to show your school spirit and raise some extra money for your school at the same time. Show your school pride. Liberty State Bank, a branch of Citizens Bank of Lafayette. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Neighbors help each other. It's how community works. And it's how we do business at DTC. You can count on us for internet, TV, and phone, backed by local support.
Get more from your internet. Get a $50 bill credit when you add or upgrade your internet service with us. This is a limited time offer, so don't delay.
DTC. We're working hard to be a good neighbor.
And welcome back to the Box Score. Terry Collins along with Stacy Angel. And Stacy, we're going to look at some 6AA and 7 AAA scores, both girls and the boys. And when you look, a lot of these district races, they're going to go down to that final game.
Seem like they're right down to the wire. We have had what you and I think maybe are some minor upsets in each of these leagues, and it's going to be exciting.
Stacy, when you look, that should make for a fun district tournament. Maybe not for these coaches, but for the fans and just your casual high school observer, should be a lot of fun.
A lot of sleepless night for coaches as they prepare for these matchups, but wow, what an exciting time for basketball in the Upper Cumberland.
Stacy, when you look, 6AA, you don't have pressure, all right? There's only 4 teams. 4 teams make the region. But in 7 AAA, you've got 7 teams, Stacy. 3 of those are going to go home.
Yeah, and some good basketball teams, what you and I consider that have kind of been staples, are not going to make the region tournament this year, Terry. That's
going to be a shocker. It's going to be strange. It's going to be odd, but that's the reality of it.
Yeah, no doubt, and we'll just have to see how it all plays out.
Let's go ahead and look at the Sonic of Carthage District 6AA scores. Cannon County girls, a big win for Coach Patrick and her team over Whitwell, 55-45. Westmoreland over Cannon County, 48-28. Smith County goes to Watertown and gets a win last Friday night, 50-32. And then Westmoreland on Saturday night, 57-54. And Stacy, I guess the Westmoreland Cannon County score a little bit surprising to me, that wide a margin.
Yeah, after the way that we saw that Smith County had played against Westmoreland, and I kind of thought Cannon may be a sleeper team as the season went on to pull an upset, that margin way out of hand there.
Let's go ahead and look at some more scores from Monday night. Watertown win over Cascade. Smith County really struggled offensively, but Portland struggled even more. Wins at 38-19. And then White House, big win over Watertown, 47-34. Both those teams coming in, Stacy, were 10-10 overall.
Watertown has managed to put together some wins, and first-year coach there, new players, everything. They're still building, but we see some small successes for that girls program.
Let's go ahead and look at the standings out of District 6AA. You see Westmoreland on top there at 2-0, an impressive record of 17-3, especially considering the schedule they've played. Smith County sitting there at 2-1 in that second slot. They're 15-6 overall. Cannon at 1-2. Watertown at 0-2, but Stacy, I don't think if you're in that 1-4 matchup come the district tournament time that it's going to be an automatic win.
No, I don't believe so, but important game, I think, Friday night coming up, Smith County and Cannon at Bill Landreth Gymnasium. That could wind up flip-flopping those two, which they would still probably meet again, in the tournament, but we'll see how that game goes.
Of course, Smith County has already got a win in Woodbury where they shot 80% from the field in the second half to beat the Lionettes over in Woodbury. Let's go ahead and look at the Sonic of Carthage scoreboard. Cannon County boys, a big win over Whitwell. They turn around the next night, beat a Westmoreland team that's a very pesky team, 64-55. And then Smith County, after being tied at halftime, Stacy, they kind of turned on the jets in the second half. Watertown, who had shot the ball well in the first half, struggled offensively, and Smith County got it going. Dennis West, especially, as he always does, not only scoring, but assisting, defending, and Smith County gets a 20-point win.
Yeah, Smith County has not played well against Watertown in the last couple of years, and I'm sure first half the fans thought, oh no, here we go again, able to pull that away in the second half. Cannon scoring a lot of points also. Jason Knowles squad, I think, last 4 games, 80, 70, 64, so they're picking up the pace, getting ready for tournament time.
Let's go ahead and look at some more scores. Of course, earlier this week, Cascade beat Watertown 60-38, and Smith County boys in a thriller wins it at Portland 48-47, a very emotional game. Smith County's down by 3 with less than a minute to go in that ball game. Johnny Lyda hits a 3. Portland comes down, blows a wide open layup. Smith County then gets a run out with Tristan Warsher with 9 seconds left to go up by 2. Then Smith County employs itself in full court pressure. They give up a layup. Luckily, they foul. The guy nearly got a 2 and 1, but the Portland boy makes the first, misses the second. Warsher gets it, dribbles to the corner. Clock expires for the last 2.3 or 2.1 seconds, and Smith County gets a big win at Portland, who coming in was 13-8, Stacy.
That was a good win against a Portland team that has had a pretty successful season. So, like you said, a lot of opportunity there to lose that game. Smith County found a way to win it.
Of course, thanks large part to Portland missing 5 free throws in the fourth quarter and 3 wide open layups. That helped the cause for the Owls. Tuesday night you had White House in a narrow win over Watertown, 56-52. Let's go ahead and look at the standings. Smith County sitting on top there at 3-0 after we say one revolution. Watertown and Westmoreland got snowed out there earlier in the year. They're both have still got to play. Cannon County at 2-1, and Cannon County in a must-win situation. Stacy, I feel like if they are going to win the regular season crown, because if they lose, they'll be essentially 2.5 games behind the Owls with only 2 games left to play. If Smith County could beat Cannon County and Carthage on Friday night, that'd put them 4-0, Cannon County at 2-2, and then Smith County would have the head-to-head tiebreaker with them since they've already won in overtime by 3 over in Woodbury.
You feel like that game would essentially wrap it up for Smith County. A Smith County team that's, as we see, they're 17-4 overall, had an outstanding year. You and I have seen them recently struggle, and Coach Trey Sanders has his ball club going this year.
They've, they're at that 17-4 mark, but how many close games have they played, Stacy, and pulled out a ton of those close ones? A case in point at Portland the other night. That's
right. It seems like they have. That's good and bad. You want that trend to continue, but that kind of battle tests you a little bit, Terry, that to learn how to play in those situations, learn what your coach is going to do, what he's going to expect when you get in a tight situation like that.
Of course, you want to get that top seed, Stacy. Of course, it's like we talked, that 1-4 matchup's not an automatic that you go ahead and win that. But if you could win that first round district game, it guarantees you to host that first round region quarterfinal game at Bill Landers Gym in Carthage.
Very true. We talk about these teams, though, very pesky, even Watertown and Westmoreland, teams that play good defense, and if they get where they can score a little bit, I believe they could give the top seed issues on a given night.
Let's go ahead and look at the Sonica Carthage girls scoreboard. DeKalb County, a big win over Macon County. Livingston, big over Stone Memorial. Then on Friday night, Stone Memorial edges DeKalb County 60-59. Cumberland big over Macon. White County gets a big win for Coach Michael Dodgen as he beats Upperman 45-41 to sweep the season series from the Lady Bees.
2 big wins for Coach Dodgen. Looking at DeKalb also, Coach Danny Fish has his basketball team playing better. I know they were disappointed in that close loss against Stone.
Livingston, a big win over Lighthouse. Let's look at some more scores from Saturday night. Cumberland County, Stacy and the girls, a big win over Livingston.
Unexpected, probably by our standards. Cumberland County goes to Livingston and able to win that, pinning their first loss on them in District 7 AAA.
Upland, a big win over Clarksville Northwest. Then on Tuesday night, White County beats DeKalb County. That's a pretty big border rival there. Cumberland County over Stone Memorial, and then Livingston big over Macon. Let's go ahead and look at the Standings, Livingston, White County, and Cumberland County all sitting on top there at 6-1, and each have beaten each other, Stacy.
I look at this district and I see state tournament teams that, as you said, are probably may not even make the region tournament this year. That's unbelievable. Macon County, of course, hit heavy by graduation, sitting there at 0-7, but Stone has been in the state tournament. Upperman, a perennial power. They can still get there, Terry, but right now looking up at some of these other teams.
Look at DeKalb County sitting there at 3-4. Their win in Smithville was a big one over the Lady Bees.
It absolutely was. Could play a lot, could have a lot to say in tiebreakers as we move along.
Of course, you look at the way those standings are right now. You're looking at DeKalb and Upperman facing off in that first round of the district tournament, in that 4-5 matchup. Loser goes home, winner goes to the region.
Yep. Tough sledding in 7 AAA each night.
Let's go ahead and look at some Sonic of Carthage boys scores. DeKalb County, a big win over Macon County. Livingston, a narrow win over Stone Memorial, Stacy.
That's close, but Livingston quietly playing good basketball, putting it together, and moving up in the win column.
Another close loss there for DeKalb County. They lose to Stone Memorial 58-51. Cumberland County big over Macon County. Upperman, Stacy big over White County. White County is struggling as of late.
Watched some of that game, just real impressed. You and I had Upperman DeKalb. They played well that night, turned right around. Coach Bobby McWilliams maybe peaking his squad right here at the right time.
And then Livingston Livingston over Lighthouse Christian. Let's go ahead and look at some more scores. Sonic of Carthage bringing those to us. Cumberland County, a win over Livingston, 52-49. Upperman big over Lighthouse Christian. Then DeKalb County, Stacy, a very impressive win for John Sanders' team by 16 over White County.
Able to watch that game also, and DeKalb just really controlled from the tip, played well. Ramos had a huge night scoring-wise, and that's a big win at home for DeKalb County.
Stone Memorial over Cumberland County, and then in a close one, it seems that Adam Bandy and his Macon County team, although they don't have the best of records, Stacy, is playing better. Livingston Gibson by 1.
They are just right there, Terry. A lot of close games that could prove to help them down the road.
Let's go ahead and look at the standings on the boys' side. Bunched again, Stacy. You look at Cumberland County, a half game ahead of White County, Stone Memorial, and Livingston, all sitting there at 4-2 in that 2, 3, and 4 spot. And then you got Upperman, who's playing better at 3-3. DeKalb at 3-5, and Macon, they're going to play that 2-7 game against White County. If whoever finishes that number 2 slot, Stacy, there's going to be some 3, I would say, pretty close opening first round games in the District 7 AA boys tournament.
When you talk about excitement, I think 7 AAA boys is going to provide that in the tournament, as I really feel like that any of these teams can compete with the other from top to bottom.
We're going to have a little special segment when we return as we talk about the county elementary tournament that's coming up over at Smith County Middle School that we'll be covering on Saturday. Of course, we've got the semifinals coming up. We've got some area athletes that have had some highlights, and we're going to mention those as well, as it's Stacy Angel and Terry Collins. And we'll have more as we return to the box score.
What is UC-EMC Strong? It's local people. It's local power. Delivering safe, reliable electricity to homes and businesses in the Upper Cumberland is our mission. Getting you back in the game with no time out is our goal. It's been a tough season. Our community has met many challenges, but we're emerging stronger than ever because we're on your team. Upper Cumberland Electric Membership Corporation. We're in this together.
How do you know you're in a community, not just a town? Well, strangers smile as they walk by. They refill your coffee without you asking. And when you ask directions, people offer to walk you there. Communities give more. The way you know when you walk into First Bank that you are in a real community bank. Great products, direct access to your local bankers, and relationships that can last a lifetime. Don't just have an account. Have a community with First Bank. Member FDIC.
And welcome back to the Box Score. Terry Collins along with Stacy Angel. And Stacy, we've got some athletes that hit some milestones, and we kind of want to talk about them. I know we do that when we're on our DTC 3 TV shows from time to time on the Box Score, and also when we get in the gym, but we're not always aware of all their accomplishments, and that's the reason we're here. We're here to magnify these teams and these programs.
That's absolutely right, Terry, and it's always good. Of course, each of them are superstars in my book. These athletes put in a lot of time, a lot of commitments, but there are some who excel, and definitely worth noting. Of
course, Emma Enoch in the third quarter gets her 1,000th point on the road at Watertown, and Stacy, she's not a real loud player as far as vocal, but she's a leader on that Lady Owls team who has 3 seniors.
Yeah, I was fortunate to coach her from really the 5th grade all the way up through about maybe sophomore year in high school, just on various teams. Very quiet, well-mannered young lady who just goes about her business. She spent a lot of time in the gym, Terry, and that's very well deserving for her.
Of course, Dennis West got his 1,000th point recently at home against Westmoreland, and Stacy, when you look, Dennis does so much for the Owls.
He's been a leader, and again, another young man that just has good character, always has a smile on his face, Terry, regardless of circumstance, and he's done an outstanding job, assists, rebounds, does it all for that Owl basketball team.
Cannon County Lion baseball player Braxton Alexander signed with All-State, going with Pioneers. Smith County Lady Owls soccer player Biz Davis signed with Cumberland. DeKalb County's Isaac Knowles, who we see on the basketball floor now for John Sanders. He's committed to Tennessee Tech. Gordonville Sophie Linder, she's only won the state her freshman, sophomore, and junior year, and no doubt will be the favorite with her senior season. And she's going to Ole Miss, who won the national championship a year ago, Stacy. And I think there's great things at Ole Miss for Sophie Linder, but down the road, maybe the LPGA Tour for a Smith County athlete, that speaks volumes.
Just so very dedicated. She and her parents very supportive. They play, Sophie plays in tournaments all over the United States, and just very seasoned at the game of golf, which is something you and I would love to have just a little part in.
That's true. Tennessee football coaches and Tennessee Sports Writers Association all-state teams. Gordonville had 3 players to make it in Class 1A. That's Matthew Albritton, their quarterback, Landon Baker, who's their wide receiver, and then Will Dudney, who had an outstanding year on defense. Stacy, quite an honor for these young men.
Anytime you can make an all-state team just really brings accolades to your program and kind of shines on the hard work of these individuals.
In Class 2A, Watertown's Jaden Robertson made All-State, along with Class 3A, Smith County's Jameson Keeley, who did an outstanding job on both sides of the ball for Matt Dyer, and then Isaac Knowles, who seemed to do everything for DeKalb County's Tigers, and Coach Trapp. When Steve Trapp talks about Isaac Knowles, just what a great job he did for him all year long.
Outstanding football player. He's really helping the basketball team as well. And another individual, I don't know, but when I see him, he looks to really enjoy playing the game, loves competition.
Tennessee Football Coaches Association All-State team is in Class 3A, Cannon County's Ryan Perkins. So we want to congratulate him. Now we're going to take a look at the graphics of the Smith County Elementary Tournament, which we're going to be covering on Saturday with DTC TV. When you look, we've got the girls' consolation sitting there at 10 o'clock. Stacy, we know Fort Stewart is going to be a member of that game. You would think that Smith County Middle, the number 1 seed, would beat Defeated on Thursday night, but Deja Vu defeated the number 4 seed, beat Smith County Middle at Defeated during the regular season. So that may not be a shoe-in that the Lady Owls are going to zoom on through to that championship game.
No, Defeated has had some young talent that's come along in the past 2 to 3 years, so I feel like they're ready for the challenge to go. And as you said, they've already proven that they can beat Smith County Middle School. May have to wonder a little bit how playing on the larger floor, sometimes that affects some of the smaller schools.
Stacy, another advantage I think is the venue swapping from Gordonsville High School to Smith County Middle on their floor. Forks River will get the loser of the defeated Smith County Middle girls, which will play at 6 o'clock on Thursday night, January the 27th. The winner will go to the championship game and face off against the number 3 seed Gordonville, who kind of upset Forks River in that first game. On the boys' side of the draw, defeated and Forks River will play at 7 o'clock on Thursday night. Defeated the number 1 seed, Forks River, the number 4 seed. Defeated has been hands down the dominating team in the county this year, Stacy.
Well, they just, as we've spoken in the past, really athletic and big for a junior high basketball team in Smith County, and just done an outstanding job in being the 1 seed.
Gordonville's boys beat Smith County Middle. They'll be in the championship game and await the winner of that defeated Forks River game. That'll be somewhere around 1 o'clock on Saturday. The loser will drop to the consolation game at 11 a.m. and face off against Smith County Middle. Of course, Smith County Middle playing without a couple of players that were going to be their leaders from a year ago that chose not to play again this year. So a different team for the Owls than we actually had thought. But Stacy, when you look, these little communities, when they come in, you can see how much it means to them to play in this tournament. Of course, Union Heights, the 5th team that we're talking about in the county, both of them lost in the quarterfinals as that number 5 seed, but still, it's a big deal for them to play in the county tournament.
It is, and it's good to see the relationships. Like you say, Union Heights will not be represented actually on Saturday in terms of playing. Guarantee you their players, their cheerleaders' parents will be there in support, and they'll be rooting for teams. But they have friendships across the county, and it's fun to kind of see the camaraderie also with the competition.
Stacy, we're going to name drop here. I brought all the rosters from the girls and boys tournament. But when you look at Smith County Middle, of course, they were blessed, I guess you would say, with Daisy Claywell coming from defeated, Kelly King coming from Forks River. Of course, they've got one of the premier players in the county, and Ellie Beth McDonald, who was the player of the year, I guess, a year ago. That's Corey's daughter. And they're the odds-on favorite to win it, but I don't think they're a lock to shoe in to hand them the gold trophy yet.
No, I think it's still up in the air, but they have probably the edge going into this thing.
Looking at defeated, you talk about Emory Jones, Haley Ray Overstreet, Scarlett Powell, Miss Ann Butler, who's one of their big posts. They got things kind of rocking, did Wayne Young and Jay Hessen when they played in the game at defeated, and got a very emotional win.
Well, Wayne and Jay, and I guess I can call them by that, young guys, but 2 coaches that love it, do it for the right reasons, and they've done an outstanding job trying to get that defeated program back on solid footing.
Jake Dillard, of course, coaches the junior high bunch, and Madison Askew, Mackenzie Herron, KK Roberts, Bailey Trusty, Ashlyn Naylor. That's some players you'll see for Gordonsville, and a team, Stacy, that no doubt could challenge or possibly win that county championship.
You take Jake Dillard, coaches the high school team also, and same type of criteria in his team. His little junior high team just plays so hard. They'll be all over the place, full court pressure, and really trying to get after it.
Let's go ahead and look at Forks River. They're the number 2 seed. They will be. They're coached by Kathy Carr. They'll be in the consolation game. Lily Dillon, Camden Huddleston, Addison Pope, Molly Story, Addie Mayberry, some players that we see for the Lady Bulldogs. Flipping on the boys' side of the draw, Forks River boys coached by Craig Williams. Craig, a former Owl player and played there at Forks River. His son Cooper, one of the starters, Dylan Raines, Evan Arnold, Marshall Apple. Of course, that's Scott's son that was on the 89 state tournament team. Eric Shaw, some more players that you'll see for the Bulldogs, who are the number 4 seed, playing against defeated on Thursday night. The loser of that game will go to the consolation.
Good, some good genetics there coming through, and Forks River, a good little school.
Let's go ahead and look at Smith County Middle boys. They're the number 3 seed. They will be in the boys consolation. Jamal Carter, their head coach. You got Jude Summers, you got Gage Gibbs, Morgan Sinclair. Of course, Morgan's brother Matthew on the high school team. John Allen Long's son Max, a member of that squad, Diego Gonzalez. But there's only 8 players on the roster for Smith County Middle's boys.
Like you said, they had a couple chose not to play, but still a gritty bunch. Coach Jamal Carter done a good job to try to regroup there this season.
Of course, you look at Wayne Young and Jay Hessen again for the defeated boys. They've kind of walked through the county this year. Riley Martin, their leader. You got Tyler Jones, you got Cole Hackett, Joey Wright, Jaden Preston, and then they've got some players can play off the bench.
They really do, substitutable parts, and they are fun to watch for a middle school team.
Of course, you can see them on Thursday night, January 27th at 7 o'clock over at Smith County Middle in that semifinal team. They unfortunately lost in James C. Hale last Saturday afternoon. And you look at Gordonville boys, Butch Agee, I know their head coach, Greg Bibb, sometimes I've seen him there and not there, but they're the number 2 seed. They'll be led by Jay Foster, one of the premier players in the county. Stacy earlier this year, I think he had 33 in a ball game. He can score the basketball.
I knew it was high scoring, and Dad awfully proud of him, and he's a fun player to watch.
Other players for Gordonsville, you'll see Aiden Miller, Christian Hawkins. Of course, that is Addison Hawkins' young brother. Isaac Agee, Landon Bush, Lee Skurlock, to name a few, for Gordonsville. But we're excited about bringing you the county tournament. And we'll have more when we return as you're watching the Box Score.
Near Star Middle Tennessee Mines in Gordonsville is hiring. We have open positions for maintenance technicians, maintenance trainer, electricians, entry-level miners, mill operators, mill technicians, infill drillers, and other amazing opportunities. We offer competitive wages, excellent benefits, PTO, holiday pay, exceptional 401k, and much more. Make the most of your future and your career. Join the excellent team at Near Star Middle Tennessee Mines in Gordonsville.
Here's normal internet speed. Here's the gig difference. Average speed, gig. Not enough speed, gig speed. With gig internet from DTC, everything's different. Video streaming is a breeze. Music and photos fly. And gaming gets real. With no data limits. That's the gig difference. Call or visit DTC online and get your gig today.
With Liberty State Bank's Card Cash program, you can earn cash back every time you use your Liberty State Bank debit card. Make your dollars stretch further with Card Cash from Liberty State Bank. Card Cash is absolutely free to sign up for, so stop by Liberty State Bank today for details. Terms and conditions apply. Liberty State Bank, a branch of Citizens Bank of Lafayette. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
And welcome back to the Box Score. Terry Collins along with Stacy Angel, and Stacy, a legend in the Upper Cumberland. He's hung a lot of gold and silver balls up in Gainsboro. Jim Brown's going to be our interview, and he's maybe fell on lean times considering what they accomplished, but still a lot of tradition when you walk in Kermit Forcum Gymnasium.
Well, an outstanding career, and I think the thing that comes to mind to me is that he took over a squad that maybe had won one game the year before, and I think that was in the late 80s, early 90s. What an outstanding career for Coach Brown. Of
course, he is an alumnus there of Jackson County High School. Coach, we've known you a long time. Of course, Smith County and Jackson County used to be in the same district, and that's been a few years ago.
Oh, it has. I guess that was in 2005, 2006 was when we moved out of that AA district down to single A, and I don't have any idea why we're not in the same district right now, but we are in the same region now.
Coach, when you look, and you and I had talked back before they reclassified football that we thought that Jackson and Smith would be in the same region, and of course that did happen. But then we have to go to Nashville, which is pretty tough on your gates.
Yeah. I think we counted down here one night at the football game. I think it was Maplewood brought 8 visitors with them, and then we finished the year with Stratford, and I think they brought about 20. So that hurts when you're allowing it as much as what we do.
Coach, when you look, of course, you've been a long-time basketball coach there at Jackson County High School, and I guess I'm going to tell my age here, but you and Kevin Thomas, I did radio games when y'all played. I guess that just tells me I'm old.
Yeah, you've been around a while, longer than I have. So,
Coach, when you look at Jackson County, I know your football team, has elevated itself and, had a good year. And when you look at your facilities there, Coach, when I walk into that gym, I'm not going to say Hoosiers, and I'm not talking about because it's old, but the Kermit Forkum Gymnasium has so much history, and I think about so many great games that I've seen through the years in that gymnasium.
Oh, I agree that there is so much history here. This I think 1970 was the first season as they were able to play here, and like I said, Coach Forkum was still coaching then, and he had some great teams at that time. And then Coach Halfacre came through with the girls, and we just had a lot of tradition in the girls and boys both.
Coach, this is Stacy Angel, and I was just reminiscing a little bit back to the point of when you took over Jackson County girls basketball. Very lean times, and you went through and built it from the ground up, fundamentals, and just talk about what it has meant for you. I know you've been there a long time, just to build that up and to see the various teams win the gold balls and just all the success that you've had at Jackson County.
Well, it was a huge passion for me when I first got started, and I joked that I just didn't have a life other than in the gym. I started coaching at the middle school too, and got those kids when they came into fifth grade, and we were, even times where we didn't have great athletes, we were always pretty good just because we were so fundamental, and I've always said if you're hard to beat, then that makes you pretty good, and if you just don't beat yourself, and so combined with that, we were fundamental, and then we had a stretch where we had some really good athletes, had some great support from the community and from parents, and we just had an amazing run through there, about a 15-year period where we had a chance at it every year. So it's pretty special, and especially do it at home. It would just be a job if I were anywhere else. And there's, this is my 30th year. There's no way I would have stayed in it this long had it been anywhere else either.
Coach, when you look, tell us how many gold balls that Jackson County has, and several silver balls as well.
Yeah, we've got 8 state championships. Coach Halfacre won one in '73, and then I've been blessed to have the other 7. And then I guess we've got 5 state runners-up. One of those back in '74, and then another 4 during my time. So we've definitely had more than our fair share of success here.
Coach, when you look and know that you look at Jackson County High School, it's much like other schools. Of course, you're the only school in the county as far as high school goes. But it's not like you can go out and get you a 6'2" post or a 5'8" point guard or whatever. It's not like you can scour the blends. And when you look at that and trying to develop your own talent, Coach, I know that's something that it takes dedication from your players. And I know it seems like this year that your bunch is improving game by game.
Yeah, they have. They've gotten better. Definitely in high school, you kind of got to play with the hand that you're dealt. I've always joked, one of these clinics, listen to these college coaches, and I thought, you guys can recruit in whatever you need, but we don't have that luxury. And we've had to adapt over the years by what we've had. And, I got married and got a family, so I'm not coaching the middle school anymore. It was just taking too much time away from my family. And, that's hurt. The kids are not as fundamental as what they were when I was doing it. It's just a different generation. They're not as dedicated to it either. And so, we've had a group. We lost 5 seniors from last year, and then I had 3 juniors that quit right at the start of the season this year. So I've got some great kids. I absolutely love this team. They're a good group of kids, but we went all summer with basically a different team than what we got right now. So it's taken us some time, but I think we've improved, and we've kind of got to a spot where we've stopped a little bit at getting any better, but I think hopefully we figured some things out here the last couple of games that we've still got time to fix before the tournament.
Coach, as you said, you had a period there where you had some great talent, and you developed that talent, and you had several players go on to play major college basketball. Talk about that a little bit, and have those players kind of returned just at different times just to say hello within your program?
Oh, yeah, a lot of them we see all the time. I think I've had 25 that have gone on to play, and like I said, I don't know, probably close to 10 of those played, Division I. A lot of them are still around, but the only kids I have are boys. I can't get any of them to come back and have girls that are playing for me. So it's either they moved off and had girls, or the girls aren't interested in basketball. So, but no, it's always good to see them. It's just always a special bond you got with those kids. It doesn't matter if it's a month from now or you see them 20 years from now.
Coach, speaking of special bond, I think during your heyday at Jackson County High School, the thing I remember the most is your mom sitting on the bench, look straight across the floor on the first row to see your dad sitting there. Two awfully special people in my book, and I'm not saying that just because they're Jim Brown's parents, but so supportive of you and the program. And, your dad and mom used to come down to South Carthage Safeway, and we couldn't pass in the aisles, Coach, without talking about basketball. I know that's hard for you to believe.
Well, I've been extremely blessed to grow up with the parents that I've got, and I started fresh out of college coaching, and I kind of we just thought it was a good idea to have our mom around to have a female, and she stuck in as long as she could. Well, basically up until the point that I got kids, and then she'd rather sit in the bleachers with my kids and play with them than to be on the bench. And then my dad's always been a big sport. He's been from one corner of the state to the other. Back in those days when you actually had to go pick up film on people and get ready for the state tournament. And, usually he was gassed up and ready to go right after the state tournament draw to go and pick stuff up for me. But no, that's made it that much more special too, that they've been that involved in the program.
Coach, when you look, some of the celebrations that you've had after you won those state championships, the night of, after you won the state championship back at Forkham Gymnasium, that was bedlam. It was just crazy how many people you packed in there after you won a state championship, just the support that you got. I know that you've got some very, very fond memories of that.
Oh, yeah, that was pretty neat. And as I always, the first time, always special. But then after that, the new ones that came along and getting to experience that for the first time, and just hearing them on the bus, because just pretty much every county car we had with some kind of light on it, met us at the county line and took us all the way into the gym. And we had one year there in 2008 where it had snowed pretty bad the day of the state championship, and we always drove back and forth. We didn't stay down there, and we just couldn't take the bus out now. We had to load up trucks to get down there. But the kids asked if we could get somebody to come and get the bus, so we had somebody grab the bus and meet us out at the interstate, and we loaded up on the bus so they could come back in and take that trip back into the gym.
Well, Jim Brown, we appreciate you visiting with us here on DTC3, and best of luck through the district and region tournaments.
Hey, thank you very much. I've enjoyed it.
We want to thank head coach Jim Brown of the Jackson County Lady Blue Devils for, being with us. Stacy, I know that, he wants his team, although it may be a stretch for them to get to the region and make noise like we're used to Jackson County doing. I know that the competitor in Jim Brown, he wants to go just as far as he can go.
I watched him coach, even with the lean teams. He coaches just as hard as he did when he was going to the state tournament.
And we will have more as we remind you, you're watching The Box Score.
If you're a commercial driver looking for a company to call home, Huff & Puff Trucking is the company for you. Our employees are professional and dedicated individuals that take pride in what they do. We offer an outstanding pay package with a dispatch structure that maximizes your home time. To learn more about a company that knows you by name and treats you like family, call us at 965-5033 or visit our website at huffpufftrucking.com.
What is UC EMC Strong? It's local people. It's local power. Delivering safe, reliable electricity to homes and businesses in the Upper Cumberland is our mission. Getting you back in the game with no time out is our goal. It's been a tough season. Our community has met many challenges, but we're emerging stronger than ever because we're on your team. Upper Cumberland Electric Membership Corporation. We're in this together.
What is your emergency?
I think I'm being robbed.
Sir?
These big home security guys want way too much money from me.
Let's connect you to a local company right away.
It's a crime what big national companies charge for home security.
For just $49.99, get a system with a touch keypad, 3 window or door sensors, motion detector, key fob, and standard installation.
Help is on the way, sir.
Oh, thank you.
Switch now and save. Call or visit DTC Security online today.
How do you know you're in a community, not just a town? Well, strangers smile as they walk by. They refill your coffee without you asking. And when you ask directions, people offer to walk you there. Communities give more. The way you know when you walk into First Bank that you are in a real community bank. Great products, direct access to your local bankers, and relationships that can last a lifetime. Don't just have an account. Have a community with First Bank. Member FDIC.
Near Star Middle Tennessee Mines in Gordonville is hiring. We have open positions for maintenance technicians, maintenance trainer, electricians, entry-level miners, mill operators, mill technicians, infill drillers, and other amazing opportunities. We offer competitive wages, excellent benefits, PTO, holiday pay, exceptional 401k, and much more. Make the most of your future and your career. Join the excellent team at Near Star Middle Tennessee Mines in Gordonsville.
Liberty State Bank's debit MasterCards are now available with the names and mascots of our local schools printed right on the front of your card. With every non-PIN transaction, Liberty State Bank will donate 5 cents to the school system on your card. It's easy to show your school spirit and raise some extra money for your school at the same time. Show your school pride. Liberty State Bank, a branch of Citizens Bank of Lafayette. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
And welcome back to the Box Score. Terry Collins along with Stacy Angel. And Stacy, we're looking at, in this final segment, a lot of very important upcoming games.
The districts are wrapping up, end of the season's wrapping, and each team trying to move up as far as they can.
Of course, a lot of these games are district games that are very important in seeding.
Oh yes, they determine where you're going to land when it comes time for that tournament, all important.
You know, and it's about matchups too, Stacy. I mean, you may get a 5 versus 4 game where you see a blowout, but you may get a 2 versus 7 game where a team matches up or has played that team very well, so which bodes maybe for an upset.
Well, I think especially when you're talking about 7 AAA boys, I think matchups are very crucial in terms of how one team's going to play another.
Let's go ahead and look at the upcoming games out of District 7A. You got Pickett County at York. It's a big rivalry game. Clark Range at Monterey. Then on Friday night, you got Gordonville at Clay County. Gordonsville, if they want to have a chance, Stacy, to get in the first and second, or to a second spot, they can't get to first. They've got a Clay County team that they played well at Gordonsville. That was a 3-point game. Gordonsville had a 3 there in the final half minute to tie that game, but Clay County winds up beating them. But Gordonsville needs a win on the road in Salina, and that's a very tough task.
Coach Bibb normally good at drawing up like junk defenses, and he's going to need something to be able to slow down Grant Strong, that's for sure.
Clark Range at Red Boiling, and Red Boiling already has a win at Clark Range, Stacy, so they could lock up that 4 seed. Of course, that's going to be a team they're going to go ahead and see as the way the standings look in that first round of the district tournament.
Yeah, no doubt. And then the boys' game to try to stay out of the cellar of that district.
Let's go ahead and look at some more upcoming games out of District 7A. Of course, on Saturday, after we do the games that day from the county tournament, Eagleville will play over at Gordonsville High School, Cumberland County at Pickett County. Then on Tuesday, February the 1st, our Huff and Puff Trucking Game of the Week on DTC Sports is Jackson County over in Gordonsville. York Institute at Clay County. Stacy, that boys game at Jamestown was a blowout, big time in favor of the Dragons.
Yeah, that's I think the loss for Clay County this season, but we'll see redemption back at Clay County on Tuesday night.
Then Clark Range at Pickett County, Stacy, that could be a very game on the girls' side of the draw as far as seeding.
Yes, Clark Range, as you said earlier, up in the loss column this year. Very unusual for them. They'll be looking to try to steal a win there at Byrdstown.
Let's go ahead and look at the District 6AA upcoming games. You got a big one on Friday night, Cannon County at Smith County. And Stacy, in the girls and boys, that was 2 close ball games in Woodbury.
Chance that, Cannon was there and both of those had a chance to win. Smith County able to pull out wins, 2 huge games at Bill Landreth this Friday night.
Westmoreland at Watertown. Then on Monday night, you got DeKalb at Smith County. Of course, that was a couple of close games, which the Owls and Lady Owls won on the road in Smithville.
I think DeKalb will be looking for a little revenge there. Of course, on the boys' side, Sanders against Sanders.
Right. And then Macon County at Westmoreland. Then that boys' game could be a good one as far as the Macon County Westmoreland. Let's go ahead and look at some more upcoming games. And that's on Tuesday. You got Cannon County at Red Boiling, Watertown at Community, and then Portland for the second time in 8 days will be playing against Smith County.
Well, the boys' game should have a little kind of buzz to it. That was a close game, kind of an intense little matchup there. Be fun to see.
Let's go ahead and look at the District 7 AAA upcoming games. You got Upperman at Macon County, DeKalb at Livingston. That boys game, Stacy, that's 2 teams that are close as far as in the standings to each other. So a big game for John Sanders and Coach Jimmy Miller's team in Overton County.
Well, Livingston has gotten some good wins lately. DeKalb also, a DeKalb team that's been up and down. They would love to go try to get a win at Livingston.
Of course, Livingston won that game in Smithville earlier this year, if I remember, in overtime. White County is at Stone Memorial on Saturday, Upperman at Lighthouse Christian Boys, and then Cumberland County at Pickett County. Other games upcoming out of District 7 AAA, Macon County at Westmoreland, Warren County at White County, Stone Memorial at Upperman, DeKalb at Macon, Livingston at Cumberland. Stacy, those games, I know the Livingston-Cumberland girls should be a great one.
Well, you look at that just a little, maybe try to get avenge that loss. Stone Memorial, Upperman, 2 teams that are kind of in the lower half, middle to lower half of the girls bracket. So each of those teams will be looking for a win also.
Let's go ahead and look at the upcoming elementary tournament. We spoke about it earlier. We've got the girls consolation 10, the boys consolation 11, girls championship at 12, boys championship at 1. All that action is at Smith County Middle School. They swapped the venue from Gordonville High School, bumped it back a week, and then we're excited about having the county tournament, Stacy, once again here on DTC TV.
Be lots of opportunities to watch the replay on DTC3 and just outstanding, and a lot of people in the community just love to see that.
Of course, it's their only chance to cover these junior high games, which is always exciting. Let's go ahead and look at our featured game, which will be Jackson County at Gordonville. That's coming up on February the 1st, and yes, it's February. The replay dates will be Friday, February the 4th, Saturday, February 5th, and Sunday, February 6th at 7 p.m., then on Monday, February the 7th at 1 p.m., and you can catch all the action on DTC3. And Stacy, I know we have a lot of people that look at the box score. They do that through the internet and being on the DTC3 website. That is something that Nick and Justin and Janie have added, and I know it's been a big hit.
I've received so many compliments and good notes and things. DTC Sports, and we thank all of our fine sponsors for us even being able to provide that to the public.
So that's where it's at, sponsorship, and we ask you that you go by when you see the commercials and patronize these people, or just call them up and tell them, hey, you appreciate them sponsoring Smith County Elementary Tournament or high school sports, and that's kind of the next time when we go and try to get from advertising from them, they've heard from some people, and we appreciate that so much. That'll about wrap it up for the box score. For Justin Malden, for Stacy Angel, I'm Terry Collins. We want to wish everybody a good night.